Coming right up, another fun Varsity Sports Show.
Hi, kids. This is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right. Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you. Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show Summer Edition on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring Tyler Bender, Jake Brown, Trevor Goodwin, Lindsey Selzer, and Xander Simmons. And now, the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. My name is Vince Delicio, and yes, we've got some new content with that cheesy introduction that I did. I couldn't get anybody to record it last minute, so I went ahead and recorded it. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Welcome to as I said, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. It is Saturday, June 4th, 2022. Joined in studio by a new staff member who will be joining us this summer and off and on, along with 4 other new staff members. I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Lindsey Selzer. Lindsey Selzer. Lindsey is a graduate student in the Cronkite School of Journalism. Lindsey, how are you?
I'm great. I am so happy to be here. This is my second, well, not my second time back on the mic, but back on the mic for the first time in a year, second radio studio. So
but you've done a lot of stuff. I mean, that's why you're here, because you were the best of the best of a crop of young broadcasters, young talented broadcasters that bring a lot to the table. Yeah, of course. And so, you know, one thing I admire about you is that you've been in quite a few different places and have grown in each stop that you had. Let's start off with, we want to get to know you and talk a little bit about where you're from. So first of all, where are you from?
I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Shout out Houston and all the Houston listeners. And then in 2016, I packed my bags and went to the University of Arizona in Tucson, which I like to call...
Wait. Hold on a second. You were an undergrad in Tucson?
Yes, I was.
I don't think we knew that. So,
you didn't know that?
You know, we're an ASU program. So
yeah, I thought I had my ASU cup with me. It's very funny. Here's my funny tale about, you know, the better Arizona school and the worst one.
Yeah.
The better one, I would say, is my undergrad, even though I love Arizona State. I love Cronkite, but I have trouble buying ASU gear. And I couldn't do I couldn't do it. It just wasn't in my blood. Yeah. And so last weekend, my family came to visit for Memorial Day weekend, and my dad walks out of the airport. He stopped at Starbucks, and there's this ASU reusable cup, and he's like, well, this is yours. So now I have my first ASU merch.
Thanks to your dad.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thanks, Dad, for that and helping to promote the better school in Arizona. And what's the phrase, bear down?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I get told that
What's
by
the
my
Sun
doctor
Devils
when I'm
one?
trying to go to the bathroom. So anyway, yes, Forks Up.
There
is,
you go.
Yeah.
Forks Up.
Anyway, so Houston. All right, so you grew up in Houston. You moved out here in 2016. You went to and guys in Tucson, don't call in, to complain. We have fun. I have a great relationship with people down in Tucson.
And I love it.
Yeah, of course. 2016, you went to U of A. You graduated this spring last year. When did you graduate?
Oh, no, I graduated spring 2020, so much more fun, right?
Okay, yes. All right, so 2020.
In a pandemic.
In a pandemic. And so what happened after that?
So after that, in March of 2020, I was going home for a family bar mitzvah during my spring break, and I was stuck there. So then that was it. My senior year of college was over. All my friends were back at school, stuck there, but I was at home, and being at home made me realize that it is important for my happiness to be in a place where I have friends and I feel like I could thrive. So I knew that I had a few friends going to Phoenix. I already loved the state of Arizona. I've enjoyed coming to Phoenix, so I decided to move to Phoenix. Started looking for some jobs around here. I used to work in apartment leasing. Shout out Pearl Biltmore. If you ever need to rent in the Biltmore,
all right.
They're a great place. But I also was on the radio at 88.7 The Pulse.
Okay.
So that kind of started my, let's say, broadcast career. And from there, I realized that is what I love doing. And what I love doing is being on this mic. So I'm so happy to be back today. And that inspired me to go to Cronkite.
Okay. And here you are today. Now, you also do something else. You have because I've heard it, and that's what really got me very interested in bringing you on board is you do a podcast.
Yes.
Everybody does a podcast. Everybody and their brother does a podcast, but your podcast is very unique. Tell us about the Lowdown with Linz.
So the Lowdown with Linz, as I like to say, is a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. So my two favorite things are sports and pop culture. So my first season, it was a lot of game recaps, episode recaps of different reality shows, kind of what was going on in the world in sports and pop culture. And with my second season that I'm doing now is more interviewing different people from those sectors. So I've had a really fun doing this season, and I'm always looking for cool people to talk to in the sports and pop culture world. And it's really... I love it because it's my baby and it's mine, Yes. So that is what's great about this summer, because we are going to be throwing a lot of things against the wall and seeing what sticks. And I am just excited because we're going to have a healthy dose of the Lowdown with Linz on the show this summer. Yes.
We've got some other things. What are some other things that we can expect?
From me, I love to interview people, so lots of interviews. Honestly, I'll probably do a miniature version of the Lowdown with Linz. And for the Lowdown with Linz segment that y'all will get to hear later, I'm going to do it every single week, and it'll be quick sports and pop culture headlines, about 2 of each. So I'm really excited to bring the Lowdown with Linz to Varsity Sports Show.
Pop culture. What are some things going on out there?
I don't want to give a huge spoiler
don't
alert
give
to
it
my
away.
segment.
Yeah.
But there was a big trial that had a result this week. That's what I'll say. Let's keep it vague.
Did it involve Jason Momoa? I've just been laughing every time I see that clip. It's hilarious. Anyway, all right. Okay, we're not going to give too much away, but as we say every week, you miss a minute, you miss a lot, guys. And even though we're a 2-hour show, it's not going to feel like it. It's kind of like going to a Chinese buffet. 10 minutes later, you're back up getting more food, and because it just goes so fast, and you're craving more and more, and it's so different and so exciting. We're not just a sports show. This summer in particular, we're a variety show. We got a lot of young talent. Guys, stay tuned for the ride of your life this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. I promise you that. And we've got one of, again, a young, talented crop of broadcasters, led by one that is sitting across the table from me here, and looking forward to a lot of the stuff that Lindsey's going to bring to the table. Aaron, take it away.
Weekly Wellness. Activate lifestyle and performance coaching with local fitness and nutrition experts Tyler and Jen Mayer on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
All right. Joining us on the line, our old friend with Weekly Wellness, the guru himself, the sensei, Tyler Mayer. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, the sensei. I can get used to that. Thank you, Vince. Lindsey, welcome to the studio, and Godspeed today, 2 hours with Vince.
Oh, well.
Come on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All the encouragement.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Great story,
wonderful.
great background, and welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
What do you got for us today, Tyler?
Well, Vince, it's funny with that intro. I'm sitting here going, boy, we can't be the local gurus anymore. We're going to be the nationally renowned gurus from Greensboro, Georgia, here pretty soon. So, boy, I tell you, it's been anything but normal around the Mayer household the last few weeks, and so abnormal. We've been spending the last few days at my in-laws' house with Jen's parents because our house is sold and packed and boxed and ready for you all to come pick things up today. We got some last-minute finishing touches on the house this morning, but Jen and I hit the road tomorrow. We hit the road tomorrow morning to start driving our, hopefully 3-day trek across country. And,
wow.
One thing I wanted to touch base on, because we have to remind ourselves this as well, is as much as we have a target date that we need to get out to Georgia, we still need to be aware of, the travel time, the constraints it puts on the body. And I figured it'd be a little fitting this time of year where a lot of local families are looking to get out of Phoenix for a little bit, head to San Diego, head up north, head south. When we talk about traveling and training, so real quick, Vince, I've got a real bad dad fitness joke for you. 2 weeks ago, we talked about posture. And what do you call somebody who thinks they have good posture but really doesn't?
Me?
An imposture.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I got you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Moving on.
It's a bad dad
sitting
joke
is one of the
sure.
worst things we can do for the body. Sitting is just awful. It's sedentary. So many things are hypertonic, our hip flexors, our hamstrings, our chest, because our shoulders round in. So when I'm talking about 10 hours a day for the next 2 to 3 days in the car, Jen and I are starting to plan, our breaks. You've got to take breaks. You've got to stay hydrated. Now, I know for some, they're like, well, I don't want to stay hydrated because then I've got to stop all the time and use the restroom. There's a fine line, but you've got to stay hydrated. I know Beaching with Beal will get a kick out of that. He probably travels with a Gatorade bottle. I think we understand what that means.
Yeah.
But when you're taking these breaks, make sure anything that feels tight, anything that was rounded, and that's, from our wrists to our shoulders to our upper back to our hamstrings and hip flexors, we've got to take some time during those gas fill-up stations or just side of the road. Take that big stretch up overhead, pull the shoulders back, lean forward into those hip flexors, stretch out those hamstrings so that you can be in for the next part of the long haul of the trip. Again, anything that we feel shortened needs to be lengthened. There's also some things, whether you're the driver or the passenger, you can do without, obviously, getting out of the car and moving. They're called isometric contractions. And what that is, you're not moving the length of the muscle, but you're still increasing the tension throughout the muscle, and that can keep a little bit of, tone in our muscles while we're not truly lifting weight. So you can sit there, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your core, push into the dashboard, engage the chest, engage the shoulders. But really it is about finding those opportunities where and when you can to get a good stretch in, to stay hydrated. And as I like to say, Vince, keep moving, because every little chance we get, just shake out those arms, maybe jog in place a little bit once you get inside. But your body's going to thank you for it. Your mind is going to thank you for that, because we need to stay crisp on the road.
Awesome. As always, Sensei Tyler, great job.
Love
and
it.
Safe travels. And we look forward to
Thank
circling
you.
back with you in your national broadcast, which
I like it.
which we will be visiting with you. Godspeed and safe travels to you, Jen, and the kids, and the dog as well. Thanks again, Tyler Mayer, with the Weekly Wellness.
Absolutely.
Best of luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Guys.
you. Bye, guys.
When we come back from the break, we got a bunch of other content coming, and you're going to love it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give anything else up. Just listen. You're going to love the content from our young, talented crop of broadcasters for this summer. And, we'll be back after the break. Here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. Go Varsity.
SB Nation Radio is now Sports Map Radio, keeping sports content fresh and fun. Join us right here on KDUS AM 1060.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. Your real estate professional, Harold Steffi, broker and owner at Core Values Realty, believes it comes down to 5 things: trust, integrity, respect, honesty, and loyalty. These are just not words. They are what they say they are, nothing else. When you choose Harold Steffi, whether you are buying or selling your home, you can expect your 110% satisfaction and his commitment to ensuring that all your real estate needs are taken care of every step of the way. Call Harold Steffi at Core Values Realty, 623-693-6178.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Sandra Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Monday nights from 7 to 8 p.m., it's James Out West featuring Ryan Brooks as the duo breaks down the NFL, NBA, and the local sports scene here on KDUS AM 1060.
This is Sounds Like on the Varsity Sports Show.
It sounded something like this.
Hey everybody, this is Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show with a new segment called Sounds Like. Have you ever listened to a song on the radio and thought, hey, haven't I heard that somewhere before? In this segment, we're going to take songs from today and show you how they relate to songs from the past. A song that's been on my mind recently is Memories by Maroon 5. And it goes a little something like this.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your...
Now, for the first time I heard that song, I was like, yeah, I feel like I know this rhythm. I feel like I've heard this song before. And if you're anything like me, you'll probably feel the same way, because chances are you most likely have heard this song at some point in your life, whether it was when you're watching baby videos with your kids, or when you were a baby, or, in a movie, a commercial. You most likely have heard it. So I'll play the song for you here. I'll tell you the name of it after. Yes, Maroon 5, based their song after a classical piece of music. That was the German composer's Johann Parchibel's Canon in D. I guarantee you've heard that song in a movie somewhere. But what's crazier to think about is Maroon 5 released Memories in 2020. Johann Parchibel wrote Canon in D in 1680. You got to go back almost 400 years to find the inspiration for this song. But there's actually two more songs in recent history that use this same Canon in D melody. One that the kids might know today is Juice WRLD's Graduation.
As we go on, we remember all the times we spent together. As our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
Now that whole part right there where Juice WRLD was saying, as we go on, we remember, blah, blah, all that stuff, that chorus part, that's actually copied from a Vitamin C song released in 2000 called Friends Forever Graduation in parentheses. So there's the connection there too that, this wasn't actually even Juice WRLD's original work per se. He was taking from someone else who was also taking from another person. Legally, of course. This is all legal, of course. But I think it's just crazy to find that, why are these songs so catchy? You may ask yourself, why do you find them so familiar and why do you like them so much? It's because they take something that was immortalized almost 400 years ago, something that even today you can listen to a classical work and be, yeah, that's a really catchy thing. And if you throw it into a pop song, well, there you go. That's the makings for success right there. Maroon 5 did it, Juice WRLD did it, Vitamin C did it, and there's a lot more examples like this in recent music. We can cover the rest of those over the rest of the summer, but that's all I got for you this week. This has been Tyler Bender with Sounds Like on the Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for listening.
Nice job, Tyler. And you're going to get a lot more of that throughout the course of the show. A lot of pop culture, music, movies. It's going to be fun. And sports, by the way.
I loved it. I loved that segment. That was awesome. I'm a musician, too. A little bit more about me. I have played guitar since I was 9. Don't really play as much anymore. But I really appreciated that segment. It was awesome.
When I heard that song with the Maroon 5, I almost started crying because it made me think of my son's high school graduation last year.
Aww.
And it was like when Tyler was setting up the segment this week during our meeting, he mentioned 1680, and I thought, hold on a second. I'm not that sophisticated. I don't know if our audience can handle that. If they're anything like me, chances are most of the listeners are a lot smarter than I am. But it was awesome. I loved it. Nice work, Tyler. Looking forward to the rest of the show. We have a special guest joining us on the line. He is the new head football coach at Cactus Shadows High School up in Cave Creek. And what's significant about this, we like to give a shout out to any new coaches that are joining programs, with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. But this guy, he's a Hall of Famer. He is an Indoor Football League Hall of Famer, arguably thought of as one of the greatest quarterbacks in IFL history, was inducted about 6-7 years ago, and he's currently the quarterbacks coach and running backs coach of the Arizona Rattlers. So they're riding a wave. They're the number 1 team in the league right now. They've got a game tonight, but want to introduce him. His name is Chris Dixon. Coach Dixon, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys today?
Coach, congratulations. I know that it's been a good couple of days for you, a great couple of days. Tell us about you and your expectation. What do you bring into the program?
Well, me as a person, anybody knows I'm an ultimate competitor. I try to do things the right way always. So bringing it to this program, I'm hoping to bring a competitive edge to the program, a sense of growth by the young men, and opportunity for us to come out the shadows a little bit, start trying to get into the light of all the other schools.
You bring a lot of experience, and sometimes we get a little nervous when it's a former player that's jumping into a headset and coaching, because some former players, no offense, don't really know how to coach, but you've got a proven track record. You coached high school ball, but right now you're coaching a professional team, professional athletes. What's the difference?
Well, if you really look at it as a player, I mean, you got to think the position I played was quarterback, so I've always been coaching since I've been playing. And even when I wasn't playing, I still was coaching youth football, helping out in the high schools. So the transition was easy for me because I already had guidance and coaches who taught me things. And also for myself, being a leader and having to communicate and make adjustments as a quarterback. I already was given the direction as I was coming out of playing in the coaching.
I just wanted to ask you, what does it take to help your team communicate correctly? Because I know communication is super important, and you just touched on communication a bit. So what does it take to make, professional athletes really communicate in order to make that team work on the field?
Well, understanding your why. Why am I doing something? If everybody can understand why they're doing something, then everybody can communicate and understand what the other person is saying. When everybody's just talking and really nobody understanding why we're making adjustments or what we're doing, then the struggles come. But when you can understand your why and, as a coach, help your players understand why they're doing something, then the communication is easy, no different in life, right? You guys are on the radio all the time. When you explain things on the radio, sometimes you have to get into why you're going into that story or trying to get people to understand that story. And when people understand why you're talking about the subject or what's going on in the world, they tend to come to you and get a little closer to you as a radio voice rather than just feeling like you're just talking. I mean, some people just blab on the radio and really never get people to understand why they're explaining or why this story is significant.
Absolutely. And one more question I wanted to ask you about working with professional athletes. Something that I find in actually sports journalism graduate school is that a lot of people have an ego. And when you're in sports, whether it's, being an athlete or being a journalist, you have to have a little bit of ego. But if you have too much, then it gets out of check. So what do you do to help keep egos in check? Or is there a lot of egos on your team?
Well, I think you got to look at it as it's twofold, okay? One is I need a player with confidence. And if he has no confidence, then he's not going to play well.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you only can have an ego if you understand what you're doing, because you have to be able to play at a high level to have an ego. And so I think it really goes back into really just having young men, in general, who's going to work hard, really understand what they're doing. So then it goes back to having confidence. The ego part gets into, I think the word ego plays a part in sports when you are off the field and you think you're better than everybody
Absolutely.
else. Or you're too good to talk to this person or sign an autograph. I think that's when the word ego comes in. I think confidence is what you need more in sports in order to succeed.
I completely agree with you.
New Cactus Shadows head football coach Chris Dixon got a big game tonight up in San Jose. Arizona Rattlers quarterbacks and running backs coach. Coach, congratulations, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
I'm Xander Simmons, a junior at Cactus Shadows High School, here to give you the May report on Major League Baseball. So far this year, some teams have been unexpected surprises, such as the Los Angeles Angels and Minnesota Twins, both being off to good starts. Others, however, such as the Boston Red Sox and Cincinnati Reds, have been off to underwhelming starts. The same can be said for some players. In April, Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts was horrific, not looking at all like the superstar he was being paid to be. But in May, he turned it around, attaining the National League home run lead in the process. The same can be said for former Arizona Diamondback Paul Goldschmidt, who has been hitting .415 since May 2nd. On the other hand, some players, such as Marcus Semien, who just signed a $175 million contract, have been nothing short of terrible. But a player like Trevor Story, who signed a big contract with the Red Sox this past offseason, was able to make a stunning turnaround after a very slow start to his year. So what will happen in June? Well, Semyon, who is still adjusting to a new division, should be able to turn it around, while stars like Betts and Goldschmidt will likely continue to do well as the weather gets warmer across the country and the ball flies further. Although, with baseball, you never do know what's going to happen, as the first place Los Angeles Dodgers recently got swept at home by the third place Pittsburgh Pirates, right after the Dodgers dismantled the Diamondbacks on the road. And the Toronto Blue Jays, who got off to a rather slow start, have been on fire these past few weeks. This last May has been very interesting, but June should be telling for contenders, who will look to gain on division rivals, as well as bottom dwellers, who will look to move players at the deadline and set themselves up for future success. This has been Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School, and please, enjoy the rest of the show.
Catch Bob Kemp in the Sports Zone every weekday from 9 to 11 right here on KDUS AM 1060.
This is Corona del Sol football coach Jake Barrow, and you're listening to the home of the Aztec Report, the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Welcome to the Jaguar Nation. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner up with Canyon View High School in the West Valley to be the voice of Jaguar athletics. Tune in on Saturdays to hear the Jaguar Nation, featuring coaches, students, and staff between 9 and 10 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS, and subscribe to the Varsity Sports Show YouTube channel to get free exclusive coverage of Canyon View sporting events. Welcome to the Jaguar Nation.
Jack it up.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
I'll turn those picks into gold. Wall-to-wall NFL coverage and the biggest stories coming to you from 3 to 5 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
Hey, now it's time for Carefree Arizona's favorite political insider, a mover, a shaker, with East Coast toughness, yet West Coast sensitivity. Ralph Farrow, talking everything from politics to sports. A real Renaissance man. Here's Ralph.
Hello.
Hey, Ralph. What's going on?
Should I just start talking?
Well, yeah, it's normally what you do when you answer the phone.
Well, the Yankees did pull it out in the bottom of the ninth. They won 2-1. They swept a doubleheader from who were they playing? The Angels. They took a doubleheader from the Angels.
Oh, okay.
So that was it. They won the first game 6-1. Ohtani got really messed up in the first game.
Yeah.
In the second game, matter of fact, it got kind of dicey towards the end. The Yankee pitcher hit Trout, and Trout got on base.
Yeah.
And then Ohtani got a walk and stuff, and the Angels had the bases loaded, and the Yankees were able to get him out and win the game 2-1.
You know, I wish I could fully appreciate baseball as much as you do, but you know, my father-in-law once told me that baseball is just a game where two high-priced guys are playing catch and everyone else is watching.
Well, yeah, but they're doing more than playing catch.
Yeah?
Yeah, the guys are hitting the ball and stuff. You got to see some really good plays too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a real stats guy. I can't fully appreciate that part of the game. So what's going on in the world of Ralph?
Well, I saw you last night.
Yeah, we went to dinner. Yeah, it was nice, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I ordered the chicken piccata. What'd you get again? You got the
I had the fish and chips.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I mean, this is stuff you're going to still put on the radio?
Yeah,
you
of
and I
course.
have been
Talking,
last night.
talking what's going on with Ralph and Ralph's Corner. Ralph, the Carefree's #1 insider.
Yeah, well, obviously we were at a Carefree restaurant, so give a plug for venues.
Yeah.
And
and you're
a good restaurant.
You're my campaign manager also. We got a big election this fall.
Well,
how's that going? You've been setting some things up.
You got to spend some money. You got to spend some money and do a flyer either with you or by yourself or with John.
Yeah.
John Crane.
Yeah.
I think you guys got to get out there and let people know why we should keep you and John still on the council and make John mayor.
Yeah. And you as the campaign manager, you're setting up all the, booking all the appearances and getting all those high-priced, $1,000 a plate, donation fundraiser events, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have a bunch of $1,000 plate dinners for you, and maybe we'll even let some of the other candidates kick up some money too, and they can come in too.
Yeah. What else is going on in the world of sports? Anything good? We're in June now. Is it only baseball?
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought MLB would put the Dodger game on because it's been on, but they're still showing highlights from other games.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just watching that. But according to the paper, they're supposed to go and finish up with the Dodger game tonight.
So, what do you have anything that you can give our listening audience on a Saturday morning? Any pearls of wisdom from Carefree's #1 insider, Ralph Farrell?
About Carefree?
No, about anything. Just any pearls of wisdom.
Well, pearls of wisdom. I don't know what to tell you. I got no pearls. Just that I believe in God, and I'm a devout Christian. But that's about all I can tell you.
Are you watching what you eat?
I have Terry to do that for me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, because if it was up to me, I would be eating all the good stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I probably wouldn't be too healthy to do that. But that's just me. I like the good stuff. I like ice cream, cookies, cakes, and all that stuff. Like we were shopping today, and I had a big battle to get some Entenmann's, and I said, Terry, well, you can dole them out to me one at a time. So I was able to get some Entenmann's in the cart, and we got them. But if it was up to me, I would have ate the Entenmann's and would have been done with them by Sunday.
Right.
But that's not going to happen.
So people want to know, because I get emails from people, and they ask me questions about you and about other guests too. But they want to know, what is it about this guy? What is it? What makes him tick? And he's an East Coast guy. He sounds like he sounds like a real wise guy. And when I say wise guy, I don't mean like smart Alec. I mean like
I know what you mean.
Connected.
I mean, yeah. But
you know what I mean?
The funny thing is, I haven't been on the East Coast in years. I spent 25 years in California
under witness
and then
protection.
Moved here in 25 years in California, then moved here in 2013. So. And then for years, Arizona was always, when I was working, was always part of my territory.
Yeah.
So I was always in Arizona. Then I tell you, I have my cousins. I tell you that my cousin Tony was the guy that did Peter Piper Pizza.
Yeah.
So so I mean, I got connections to Arizona. I mean, and my first cousin came out here in '59.
Yeah.
And first time I was in Arizona was 1961, and we came out to visit him as a family and stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Arizona's been, a very integral part of my life for years. I mean, the first time I was in Carefree was with Terry in probably 1985. We came out, I was working, she came out, we visited my cousins, and then we came up here and got a picture of us in front of where the restaurant is now. But
yeah. Okay, so no connections, no mob, no witness protection, none of that, huh?
Well, the closest thing to that was when I had my restaurant in New York on Long Island.
All right. Well,
You
Ralph's
could
Corner.
edit that part out just in case some
Oh, of
IRS
course.
guy
No,
is
no.
listening.
We always edit that stuff out. Don't worry about it. I got your back, Ralph. So.
Well, I know you better have my back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna have a friend around too long.
Yeah. All right. You got the cement shoes that you'll be fitted for. All right, Ralph.
Yeah. I'll be hanging out in Lake Mead with some other guys that.
Washing up the shore. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, Ralph. Carefree's
All right,
#1
Vinny,
insider. Have a great
edit it
weekend.
out and put it on, and then you can play it back to me someday. Okay?
Will do. You got it.
All right. Take
All
care.
right, see you,
All
Ralph.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Ralph, and let me tell you, that was wow. I'm a little speechless, but you can't be speechless on the radio. So here's what I gotta say.
Okay.
I love the Italian culture of it all, and him talking about Peter Piper Pizza, which I can't say I've gone to.
Yeah, well, no, it was before it became corporate. It was a small pizzeria, and the spokesman, if you guys had been around Phoenix long enough, Tony, the spokesman, the guy that would come out in the chef's hat that would say, "Come on over to Peter Piper Pizza," that was his cousin. Anyway, he passed away a few years ago. Tony did.
No.
But you being at Tucson, you can appreciate this because I'm always asking Ralph, "Come on, Ralph, what's your connection? You got some connections."
Yeah.
The Bonanno family was a big mob family that was kind of living in Tucson. Very discreet.
Yes.
So they're out there. And so just watch yourself. But no, Ralph's a good guy. We always like to go back to the well with Ralph and get some pearls of wisdom from him once in a while. But he's a big sports nut, and he also likes to talk politics. So anyway, what do we have coming up? We've got another great segment here coming up shortly. From our very own Jake Brown. It's a baseball summary on minor league baseball. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Anyway, take it away.
Hello, Varsity Sports Show, and welcome to Up on Deck, the segment all about what's going on in minor league baseball. I am Jake Brown. A few top prospects made the major leagues this week, including Braves outfielder Michael Harris, Nationals left-hander Evan Lee, and Brewers lefty Ethan Small. Michael Harris raked in AAA Mississippi this season, hitting .305 with 5 homers and 33 RBI in just 43 games. So far in the majors, in just 14 at-bats, Harris is hitting .214 with 2 RBI. The Georgia native will look to improve this next week as the Braves return home to face both Oakland in a 2-game set in Pittsburgh in a 4-game series. Nationals called up their left-hander Evan Lee on Wednesday to make a spot start against the New York Mets. Lee pitched well in the few innings he's pitched, striking out 2 and allowing 4 hits and 2 runs in 3 2/3 innings. He'll return to AA Harrisburg, where he's pitched to a .360 ERA and 37 strikeouts in 30 innings. Ethan Small made a spot start for the Brewers on Monday, with striking out 4 in just 2 2/3 innings and allowing 2 runs. Small immediately returned to AAA Nashville, where he's pitching with an ERA of 1.88 with 49 strikeouts through 38 1/3 innings. In minor league news, Everett Aqua Sox pitcher Juan Mercedes pitched a 7-inning no-hitter against the Eugene Emeralds. Mercedes struck out 10 batters en route to the first no-hitter in Aqua Sox history. Delmarva's Shoebird center fielder Isaac Bologna hit for the natural cycle in a game against the Charleston River Dogs. Bologna hit a single, double, triple, and a home run in that order en route to a 14-6 win. The last time a player did this in the majors was in 2006 when Gary Matthews Jr. hit for the natural cycle for the Texas Rangers. That's what's up on deck. Come back to Varsity Sports Show next time to see what else is going on in minor league baseball.
All right, that was Jake Up on Deck talking about minor league baseball and what's going on over there. And on the subject of sports, coming up next, we have my interview with Fox 10 sports reporter Richard Sines. I'm so lucky to have a relationship with him. He's really awesome. And we talk about the Suns and what's next and what fell behind us. Coming up after this.
Gottlieb Show, Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hi, this is Saguaro High School Principal Ann Oxiger, and you're listening to the home of SaberCat Athletics, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with SaberCat Athletics. That's right, the Scottsdale Saguaro SaberCats are on the Varsity Sports Show. Join the varsity team as we cover the Cats during the SaberCat Report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona, featuring players, coaches, and commentary. Look out for live stream coverage of Saguaro SaberCat sporting events by going to YouTube and searching for Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button to stay up to date. The Saguaro SaberCats are here.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Bringing you the latest sports topics weekly right here on KDUS AM 1060 with me, the Doug Gottlieb Show, 1 to 3 p.m.
Hey y'all, my name is Lindsey Selzer and I have a great interview for you today. I got the pleasure to sit down with Fox 10 sports reporter Richard Sines and we got to discuss all things Phoenix Suns, from the future season that is upcoming to the past season that we just ended in the playoffs and what we want to see in the future. So without further ado, here's Rich.
Foremost, I wanted to ask you about how you felt about the end of the Suns season.
Yeah, I think that was the disappointing part of it, the way it ended. You know, the year before, obviously, you know, a disappointing ending, losing in the NBA Finals, but they played great. They played their hearts out. Milwaukee just played better. You got to tip your cap to them and, you know, shake hands. But this year, you know, not coming out with any passion in a Game 7 with the season on the line and so high expectations, that's what I think was the most disappointing. Was not the fact that they lost, but how they lost. You know, in that game where they just had their worst game of the year at the most important time of the year. That's what was just puzzling and disappointing and shocking. You know?
And I know that we have before on our own time have talked about Chris Paul. What do you think that this now means for him? He can't quite get that championship, can't quite get there. Do you think that, what do you think is going to be in the future for him?
Well, you know, that's one of the, you know, knocks on him, even though he's had such a fantastic career, you know, one of the best point guards to ever play the game. But that seems to be the one blemish that he has on his record, is not being able to win a championship. And, you know, while the window's not closed, every year that passes at his age, the window's getting smaller and smaller, and, you know, and the pressure's getting bigger and bigger.
And have you been reading up and keeping up with the trading and Ayton in the off season?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a major decision that's going to affect this franchise for years to come, you know, and he's a big piece to the puzzle when it comes to
the success of this franchise. You know, he was the number one pick overall for a reason. He's only 23 years old, so he's going to get better with years to come. But you know, you got to wonder if they're definitely going to sign him, right? Whether they agree to a contract or they match the offer another team is going to give him. So he's going to sign, whether it's a match or the max. That all depends on how negotiations go. But he's going to sign, and then the real question is, after he signs, what happens? Does he stay, or is it going to be a sign and trade? And that's where things get tricky for the Suns. In order to make, you know, the contracts work the way the NBA is set with contracts and rosters and the luxury tax threshold. If they are going to trade him, there'd have to be a third team involved for the Suns to make it worth their while. And that's a way that you could see the Suns, you know, trade Ayton and still get something in return.
Yes, and that would also just be ever changing to the franchise as well. And coming from someone who was on the floor during the finals, and what do you think is needed for Phoenix to take the next steps to win during the NBA season next year? And do you think that the possibility is higher or lower than it was this year?
Well, you know, I think it all depends on what pieces they add. I think they need another scorer, another person that can score off the dribble and create their own shot. And then I think the experience of having to lose a couple. You know, Giannis and the Bucks had to take their lumps before they finally broke through and won. Shoot, Michael Jordan had to, you know, wait 7 years to get his first championship and lose to the Pistons. So it's just almost like a rite of passage. And the core for this Phoenix Suns team, when you look at Booker, you know, Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, those guys are, you know, 25, and 8 and 23. So, you know, they're young. It's just with the Chris Paul situation. His window's closing. He only has a couple years max, you know, to you know, get that championship. And I think you know, they had the best record in the NBA. It's one of the best season in franchise history. They were on their way. They just, you know, for some reason lost their chemistry and lost the unity that made this unit and this team so strong. So, you know, can they repair what happened with, you know, DeAndre Ayton and Monty Williams? We'll have to wait and see. And if not, you know, I'm sure, when I say they, I mean James Jones and Monty Williams, have thought, okay, if we have to deal DeAndre Ayton because he doesn't fit with our mindset or what we are doing here, what can we get in return, and who can help us get over that hump?
Yes. And to bring this back to you, make it a little personal, what was your favorite memory from the playoffs this year? Something that you got to see being on the court, out in the field, reporting?
Well, you know, when Devin Booker was just on fire before he got that hamstring pull, and he was just hitting everything in sight, and then he does the baby bump, you know, with the little baby next to him. I just thought that was such a cool moment, and it just really shows how, you know, he's a normal guy, he's a good guy, and he gets it. You know, he comes from an NBA family. His father played, and it was just such a cool moment where it wasn't, you know, he was too cool. He was just like, hey, there's the baby. Why not give up this bump? I thought that was just so cool and such an impromptu moment. You couldn't help but laugh, and like Devin Booker even more.
Yes. Oh, well, Rich, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope that y'all enjoyed that interview just as much as I did. As a reminder, I'm Lindsey Selzer from Varsity Sports Show, and that was Phoenix Fox 10 sports reporter Richard Sines. Bye, everyone.
Lindsey, nice job. I got to hand it to you. You've got a Rolodex full of some heavy hitters out there. I can't even get Richard Sines to so much as like any of my posts on social media. So, Rich, if you're listening, you were on our show today, buddy, and you maybe you didn't know it, but Lindsey got you on. So, thank you very much.
He's the greatest.
Yes, endorsed by Richard Sines. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, how did you end up? Deciding on having Richard Sines on, Rich, as a guest?
So I'm so fortunate to have such a good relationship with Rich. It started at 88.7 The Pulse at the old radio station. He had a segment with our host where he would call in every week, and we just became super close. He's become a mentor. I've done a feature package on him as well for broadcast. I just, anything that he has to offer, I just will always take it. So with the show this week, I just wanted to talk to him and see what he could bring to the table, and especially with Suns basketball, because we saw that tragic ending. So
what's your opinion of the sports landscape here in Arizona, as opposed to, because I know Houston is a big sports town, all major sports out there, and how would you compare, and what do you think, in your opinion, I mean, with regard to the fans? Are we fair weather? I mean, give us your take.
Well, the thing is, I believe with Texas and, more Houston, that the fans are all very ingrained. They've been there for a while. It's in the family. My family personally has had Rocket season tickets for, a lot of years. So they've been growing up going to the games. So for Phoenix, there's a lot of what I like to say about Phoenix as a city is not many people are born and raised in Phoenix. There's very few that you find. So I sometimes feel like that the fans are from more around the country, around the world for Phoenix fans, because they come here as exports, rather than when you're in Houston, it's, people that have been there, grew up in the family. So I think that that's probably truly the biggest difference. But right now, Houston sports really kind of suck, for lack of a better word. So I'm the most bandwagon Suns fan you've ever met.
Yeah.
And I mean Cardinals too, because the Texans are atrocious.
Oh boy.
So I've switched over, and it's fun for me being an export from Texas. So when Houston has, times like these in sports where it's not so great and so happening, that I could have Phoenix to fall back on for sure.
What's big right now in Houston in terms of sports? Because you said everything is not really on par at championship caliber.
Yeah.
But Texas, big football state. But what's the big sport? What's the team right now?
So the team in Houston, I would say, would have to be the Astros.
Okay.
But then that brings up politics of all sorts. You're not allowed to say you like the Astros. Funny story. I'm in the sports journalism graduate class at Cronkite, and me and one other kid, he's from Houston, and we have to sit in the corner and whisper, "Go Astros," because we just get annihilated when, so that's kind of really hard when, the only team doing well is, all Houston fans, they're diehard and whatever, but it's harder when you go somewhere else and people aren't really into the Astros like you are.
Interesting. All right. So what we have coming up, thank you for that, by the way, but what we have coming up is a little NFL report from our very own Trevor Goodwin. Trevor is a graduate student in the Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law, studying sports law, rising young star, and he's going to do some great things out there in the world, and he's doing some great things this summer.
This is the NFL News Spotlight with Trevor. There aren't any games being played in the NFL, but the NFL is still intercepting everyone's attention. OTAs recently began, and two-star quarterbacks did not report. Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson are both in contract extension talks and are missing voluntary workouts. Both teams are not concerned yet over the future of their quarterbacks, but some have to believe that both are waiting on each other to shape the NFL quarterback market in the near future. The NFL has had quite a few legal stories this week, the biggest being that a judge has denied the NFL's motion to dismiss John Gruden's tortious interference lawsuit in arbitration. This will be interesting to see how the NFL reacts and puts pressure on them to settle the case due to the fact that the lawsuit could go to trial and opens the NFL to the discovery phase where more reputation-damaging emails could be released, putting a black hole over the NFL. Agency news has also been circulating this week. Although Aaron Donald is at peace with the idea of retirement if he does not receive a favorable contract extension, he recently signed with Donda Sports, the Kanye West-created sports agency that continues to grow, as he also signed NBA Finals player Jaylen Brown this week as well. This would strongly indicate that Donald will most likely be lacing up the cleats to defend the Super Bowl title for the Rams this season. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers continue to add veteran talent to their roster, signing former Saints and Bears interior defensive tackle Akeem Hicks to a one-year deal worth $10 million. Hicks takes the place of Ndamukong Suh, who will most likely have to find a new team in free agency this season as the Buccaneers continue to restock their roster on their quest to another Super Bowl appearance. The Cleveland Browns continue their aggressive moves in free agency by re-signing defensive end Jadeveon Clowney to a one-year deal and also signing David Njoku to a 4-year extension after initially placing a franchise tag on the playmaker in March. When asked about why Clowney returned, he told the media that he signed with the Browns because he wants to chase a Super Bowl and feels like the key players signed in free agency on offense and defense gives him a shot. Although the Browns did not make the playoffs last season, the Cleveland Browns are a dark horse Super Bowl contender in the AFC and have the most media attention for the team in recent memory. And finally, EA Sports announced that the late great John Madden will grace the cover for the EA Sports Madden 23 video game. I'm Trevor Goodwin, and this is the NFL Spotlight of the Week.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hey, this is ASU Sun Devil lacrosse coach Tim McCormick, and you are listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona.
Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
Hi, this is Canyon View High School girls basketball coach Desiree Carranza, and you are listening to Home of the Jaguars Basketball, the Varsity Sports Show.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show Summer Edition on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring Tyler Bender, Jake Brown, Trevor Goodwin, Lindsey Selzer, and Xander Simmons. And now, the Varsity Sports Show.
It's time for the Recruiting Spotlight, sponsored by My Recruits and Coach Perone.
Welcome to the Recruiting Spotlight with our old friend Coach Perone. And Coach Perone, good morning, sir.
Well, good morning, Vince. Finally, we got a day where we're not at a camp, we're not at a combine, we're not at an event, but we are on the road.
Okay.
So, reporting live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, the show must go on.
All right.
So, we've got two fantastic athletes, one in-state Arizona, one out-of-state young man.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
All right. Can't wait to hear about them. And, let's go ahead and let's dive in head first, starting with the first one.
So, Caleb Boonzayer, probably a guy not many people have heard of. The reason is at a small program, Glendale Preparatory Academy. So not known for turning out big-time athletes, no offense to the program, but it's a smaller charter program, right?
Mm-hmm.
In steps Caleb Boonzayer, and what a great name. Found this young man through Coach Sowers. So I'm very, very lucky over at the TVA Academy. 6'3", 230 pounds, 4.6 GPA with a 31 ACT, Vince. You talk about checking all the boxes.
Wow.
This kid literally does it. Plays both ways, defensive end, tight end. Obviously, he's a hand-in-the-ground guy at tight end, not really going to be that much of a pass catcher, but it's like playing with 6 offensive linemen when he's in.
Yeah.
At defensive end, long, explosive, great first step, utilizing his hands. This kid's going places. I mean, he is super, super, super special that nobody knows about. I can't wait to get him on the radar.
Now, Glendale Prep, running school, passing school, what's their MO?
They've been a pretty balanced team, but, I think with him anchoring the defense, he's got to be one of the defensive players, in that region, if not in that entire, in that entire conference. I'm expecting big things out of him. And here's the thing. We always talk about football gets you on the field, grades get you paid. Well, we're expecting this guy to get paid with a 4.6 GPA 31.
And his football skill will get him somewhere even better than that. So, kind of compliment it. Yeah.
Training with Coach Sowers. He's got everything. Working with the My Recruits platform. He's training with Coach Sowers. Great parents. Mom was a Division I volleyball player.
Wow.
Dad is a power lifter. You want to talk about bred for success.
Yeah. Is he a class of 23 or 24?
He is a class of 23. So
23, okay. Got it.
This is going to start making some things happen. He has some camps planned, and we're super excited to see what comes our way.
Now, one thing I have to ask you, Coach, is, a lot of people start to get nervous around this time as they approach their senior year, but there is absolutely nothing to worry about. If you're a player, and they're going to find you. But talk a little bit about that sense of urgency.
No. You just said the absolute worst thing you can tell an athlete.
Oh.
That is not true anymore.
Okay.
If you're a player, they won't find you because the supply and demand is too offset. I have great 2022 players, Division I caliber players, still contacting me saying, hey, nobody knows about me. I don't have a home. So the old saying, and it was like that back in the day, no more. You have so many. I mean, you're looking at 1.2 million kids playing high school football. 6 of them going to college. 6% of them going to college.
Wow. So
and with the transfer portal and everything the way it is, a kid like Boonzayer can get very lost in the shuffle.
All the more reason why Coach Perone is such an important cog in the wheel.
Well, hopefully we do right by these young men. I mean, at the end of the day, what I promise the families is honesty. The truth, hard work. So we haven't had an issue yet. So I'm excited to work with him, work with the family, and, just a great young man. Another great young man.
Okay.
Now, this one was pretty cool because when I was a senior in high school, I played against this young man's high school. So Ricky Cook is the defensive back out of North Shore High School in Long Island, New York. And we were in the same conference back then, and we put a whooping on that program. God, had to be like 56-0.
Wow.
But that's the old days. Now Ricky Cook is anchoring a pretty solid North Shore team as a DB, getting lots of attention from Ivy League schools, has a 4.7 GPA, very athletic. Was an FBU OD All-American. As you can see, I kind of pick from the top of the list when we get these guys. I mean, he's actually a dual threat guy too because he's an excellent receiver. He's crisp in his routes. Unbelievable young man when you talk about caliber. I mean, he's talking with Princeton and Penn and Brown right now. I know Coach Vips over at Cornell likes him a little bit. we're expecting big things for him as he enters this camp season. He's going to them all. So he's going to go to Cornell. He's doing a double camp at Cornell. He's doing Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, Brown, and Penn. And as soon as one bites, the rest are coming out to lunch.
And this guy's also a class of 2023?
He is. So
okay.
These are both 23 young men who we are expecting huge things from, both athletically and academically.
How important is character when college coaches are evaluating student athletes? You know, you see things on the film, you see academics, you see transcripts. What about character?
So I'm glad you asked that question, and this wasn't even prearranged, but I'm going to tell you this. Because there's so many kids out there now, okay?
Yeah.
College coaches are looking for reasons to not recruit a player rather than reasons to recruit a player. There's too many. So they ask themselves, this kid's great, this kid's great. What now is he not doing, or what is missing that I could cross him off the list and start narrowing down this board? So character is a big one. And at the end of the day, my guys are high character. I've never really had an issue with that. I'm blessed. But there are some, questionable characters out there. It's this generation, and those guys don't fit into my recruits platform. So character's big. I mean, they're even asking, what's mom do? What's dad do? What's the family life like? So there's a lot that goes into this process, but our guys are pretty awesome, and we're excited.
All right. That's Coach Perrone with the recruiting spotlight.
All right. We just had Coach Perrone with the recruiting spotlight. It's always fun to hear what's going around here locally. And I'm excited for this next segment. I don't know about you, but we have Tyler with his Whip It Up segment. And I'm not going to give too much away, but it's pretty cool what he decided to do. I mean, I know I find myself being a student, you kind of got to take what's in your kitchen and sometimes just whip it up,
It's not just about a student that does that. There's a lot of people that can't really cook, like myself, that, sometimes have to rely on being resourceful and creativity. But, yes, I get it 100%. And what do you have a favorite dish that's easy to make?
Well, lately what I've been doing, which isn't too hard to make, is I'll go to Trader Joe's and get their pre-made lemon chicken.
Oh.
And I make my own sort of bowl. So then I do like mushrooms and zucchini and spinach, feta cheese with some couscous. So that's kind of what I've been eating these days as an easy kind of meal. Yeah. But, once you go to the grocery store and you kind of get on day 5 or 6 of making your own meals, you kind of have to be a little bit more resourceful. And that's where I'm at right now, by the way.
Okay, that's way over my head. I used to take tuna helper and kind of mix it with other things other than tuna. So, and it was pretty good, actually. Well, you throw whatever's in the cabinet. Sometimes you find some, what's the stuff, canned like beans or stuff like that. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
Yes, good stuff.
I love that.
Anyway, so on to guys, you want to hear this next segment from our very own Tyler Bender.
You already know what it is. Go and do it for me. Now watch me whip.
This is Whip It Up
Okay. Now watch me whip.
on the Varsity Sports Show.
Now watch me whip.
Hey, this is Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show with a new segment we like to call Whip It Up. Now, every week we're going to be teaching you how to make fresh, fun, easy meals from normal house food items you can find in your pantry. As a college student, something I find myself eating a lot is ramen noodles. If you've been to college, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And, for our listeners who are just looking to go to college, you're going to find out that, that's the reality. You're going to be eating a lot of ramen noodles. Sometimes it can get boring. I get it. That's why there's a recipe I like to do to spice it up, make it taste like your favorite ramen shop back home. We're going to be making a quick and easy miso ramen. You're not going to have to get miso paste for this. It's super, super easy. All you're going to do is you're going to take your 1 pack of ramen noodles, go ahead and cook just the noodles. You're not going to need the sauce packet for this. You just want the noodles. On the side, you're going to go ahead and pick up some miso soup packets from your local grocery store. I know Fry's sells them. You could probably find it at a Safeway and Albertsons as well. You can get any kind you want. It can have tofu in it. It can just have the seaweed in it. It could just be the straight miso soup. It does not matter. Whatever one is your favorite, go ahead and find that. Make that on the side. Follow the directions. It's usually 2/3 cup water. You're going to heat that up, put the packet in a bowl, dump the water on top, stir it up. Super easy. Just like making the ramen with the sauce packet, but now you're just making the miso soup. Once you got the miso soup ready, go ahead and take your cooked noodles and throw them in there as well. And there you go, miso ramen. Super easy, super simple, but that's not where it ends. You can put any of your favorite garnishes on it. Whatever you like to throw in your ramen, go ahead and throw it on there. Personally, for me, I like to go and find some bean sprouts, maybe cook some cabbage on the side as well, a little corn, some slivered carrots, whatever is your favorite. Maybe hard boil an egg if you know how to do that, or go buy the prepackaged ones. But whatever is your favorite, go ahead and throw it in there. Boom, in 10 minutes or less, you got yourself a different type of ramen. No more chicken. Now we're on the miso. It's good, it's healthy, and you're gonna feel full after it. And again, all you need is a single ramen packet and a couple packets of your favorite miso soup. This has been Whip It Up on the Varsity Sports Show with Tyler Bender. Thanks for listening.
Got the morning work blues?
Will you stop honking, Mac? We ain't going nowhere.
Don't worry. Tune in to Bob Kemp in the Sports Zone, weekdays 9 to 11 a.m. for all the best national and local sports content.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. This fall, the Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Arizona High School Volleyball Game of the Week. Join us this fall when you'll catch your favorite teams going head-to-head in fast-paced volleyball action. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school volleyball action this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show.
This is Angie and Janika from Salem, Oregon, and we love tuning in to It's Dylan on the Varsity Sports Show.
Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, It's Dylan.
Your morning drive just got a little better. The Dan Patrick Show is live weekday morning starting at 6 exclusively on KDUS AM 1060.
Welcome to Dylan. He's out and about looking for fun. He's Dylan. Brought to you by Chris Scott of RE/MAX Key Properties in Bend, Oregon, where it's living at its best. 541-999-5614. And now, it's Dylan.
All right, we are up next talking to Dylan, and I'm really excited to see how this goes because I hear that this is going to be lots of fun.
He's a disgusting human being, and he's an old friend of mine.
I don't know how much fun we're going to have, but
you set yourself up for this, Dylan. See, we kind of set it up to where Lindsey would introduce you, be all nice to you, like things are different now because we've got new staff here, and she's very positive and keeps things on the up and up, and then I come in and bring you back down to size.
Same book, different cover. I get it. Hey, I need a better song too.
What do you mean? What's wrong? You
Lit
don't
with,
like Maniac?
Lit with Brit had a great song. You're
Yeah.
playing Rush and Van Halen.
Yeah.
And I've got whatever her name is. from
Flashdance.
Flashdance.
Yeah.
What would your request be?
Something better. Anything that doesn't go to Flashdance.
But that's kind of you. I mean, I picture you. I think of, a long time ago there was a skit on Saturday Night Live that Jim Belushi, when he was a cast member, did of Flashdance. He'd come out in the leg warmers and kind of dance around in a leotard. And that, Dylan, when I think of you hiking on Saturdays, that's what I think of. You've got the headband. I can't imagine how big
Compression shorts only.
Compression shorts
only. Yeah.
I can't imagine the size of that headband because your head is just so. I mean, it's like the eighth wonder of the world.
Hey, I tell you what, after forgetting my compression shorts last week and what happened to me then, I think I may just go only. And, hey, if they don't want to look, don't look. That's
well,
keep your eyes on the trail. Look for snakes. Don't look at me.
Share with us what happened last week.
Oh, boy. Well, I had a pretty weird 24 to 36 hours. But it all started. Can I go in order, or do you just want the compression short nightmare?
The compression short nightmare sounds good because we only have a few minutes with you. But
okay.
So go ahead.
All right. Well, I was going to go meet some former coworkers for a happy hour, so I decided I was going to go get a quick run in, right? Or run. I don't run, you know that, but quick hike in. And so I went and I got there. I was on the road when I decided this. So I didn't dress properly. Had good shoes on, had my shorts and everything. But anyway, long story short, didn't have compression shorts on that have those pockets. One side's for my phone, the other side's for my wallet and keys, so I can jump around and jog and and bounce off rocks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I didn't have that. So I left my wallet in the console, right?
Yeah.
Well, I come back, everything's good. I get home, I shower up, I'm all that. I get a text from Wells Fargo saying I had some, fraudulent activity. I'm like, that's weird. So I think that's spam. So I go and check my account. Sure enough, they tried to use it at the little mini Target up on 16th Street in Camelback there for $900.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there going,
That's a good trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was one of our listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, most likely. Most likely. This crowd, they're waiting for me to give hints away from when I'm not home and my car's open and all this other stuff.
Or just people just don't like you.
That could be it too.
Yeah.
But I know better, and I knew better. But it was 30 minutes door to door. So I got a quick hike in. I get back, I check, boom, sure enough. So I have to call. They did it okay. They just took the cards, left my ID. Thankfully, they didn't take Loki's leash. The last thieves that broke into my car took his leash and water bowl, which I felt was really, really bizarre. But no, they wiped that out. No harm, no foul. With the exception, I can't do anything. I don't have my ATM cards, and I'm tired of going to the bank and pulling out cash, walking inside.
Yeah,
going to the bank these days is like going to a DMV. It's crowded and it's just not fun.
Yeah.
But so anyway, that was that. So I think from now on, I may just have like a go bag. Compression short go bag in my car at all times.
Fanny pack, maybe.
That's what I was going to say. You just took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say you need a fanny pack. I find myself running around with the fanny pack in those situations, and it's great. Also, I do have it's a little bigger than a fanny pack, and it goes across the shoulder, and that's like perfect because it sticks.
Where do you find these guys? First, they're okay with the Maniac theme song, and then you guys are trying to sell me on fanny packs. This is getting crazy.
We're just trying. Lindsey is very fashionable, and she's trying to, accentuate the positives. There aren't very many positives.
Strike one was fanny pack.
Yeah.
Okay, strike one, Lindsey. Fanny pack.
Yeah.
How about,
I'm not
how
buying
about
it.
shoulder bag? The side
Shoulder bag.
across.
Yeah.
Man purse.
Yeah.
A merce.
No, not so much a merce, but almost like a one shoulder backpack. Do you ever see those back in the day?
You know what, I don't, and I have a See, this is just now it's just making me feel even dumber because I have backpacks, I have all that stuff, and I knew better, but it happened, and it just has kind of ruined my week. I'm not doing much. I go walk the dog in the morning, and then that's about it. I've
what
just
kind
been
of dog do you
hunkering
have?
down. Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have a miniature pinscher. Vince can show you a picture or two. I post once in a while. Hey, he turns 14 officially on Tuesday.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah, he
Happy
basically
birthday.
outshines. Well, thank you, and he'll appreciate that. But he
Let him
outshines
know.
Prince's birthday. He's got the same birthday as Prince, but I like to say that Prince has the same birthday as Loki.
Absolutely. That's how it works.
But tell Lindsey about the other inhabitants of your home.
Oh God. Well, Blue is now, I don't know if he can even see anymore, but he's eating Loki's food as we speak. He's not eating his own food. I've got a 20-year-old cat. So I get made fun of for having cats, right?
A 20-year-old cat.
He's deaf and just sleeps all day. He's just worthless.
He's hanging on.
Yeah, he's sweet. He's great, but just worthless.
So have you had him all 20 years?
No. So long story short, my mom passed away 3.5 years ago, or maybe even longer than that. But took her cats instead of fostering them out to other family members and whatnot. I thought it was my duty. So I had this brand new furniture. Of course, they used them as scratch posts,
Absolutely.
so those are ruined. There's cat hair everywhere. They are potty trained, so they do use the dog door and go outside.
They
so I
use
don't have
the
to worry
dog
about.
door?
Oh yeah, they go
I've
in and out.
never heard of that.
They've learned not to go out in the front, which is great because it's a busy street, and every cat we ever owned growing up obviously had a messy ending. And then there's a little gray baby. He's cool, but he's a psycho. He just drew blood on me 2 days ago, actually. I picked him up. He didn't want to be picked up, and he scratched me pretty good. So, yeah, that's what I got for my mom. That was the inheritance.
You got all those cats.
Yeah.
Dylan, let's talk about our old friend Chris Scott.
Oh, yeah.
So
talk about him. Do we want to make fun of him, or do we want to talk about him?
Well,
or
I mean,
he's
he's the sponsor of this segment, so I think we probably need to keep it positive.
Oh, God. Okay, I guess.
Yeah,
you got it. I believe in you.
So you lived in Oregon for a time. What can you say about Chris Scott and what he does?
Well, Chris he's a realtor, and he busts his hump on finding homes for people, placing them in whatever realtors do. I don't know really, the deal. I know they sell houses. That's about all I get on that.
Yeah.
But just an amazing guy, most generous guy, most helpful. He's got a thing going where, over the last few years, he's had some things. I'm not going to go into that as far as, some health issues and whatnot. He's doing a lot better these days, whatnot, but he's really reaching out to others. I was one. I'll tell you this short story. I don't think I've told you this before, but within like an hour of me getting the job at Fairfax many years ago, he called me out of the blue. I didn't know how he got my number, whatever, but I'm walking the track, just trying to get some clarity in my mind. Like, hey, I just got this job. We're getting ready for camp. What are we going to do? And you talk about somebody I hadn't talked to since high school at the time. Okay. So this is 15 years ago or so. And he just reaches out and he basically started funding our football program from afar. He was just so happy to see that I was teaching, that I was coaching, that I was giving back to our, it wasn't necessarily our neighborhood, but it was our district, our communities, our kids, like what we know. And that me, that's all I know is where we're from and what we're giving back to. And I couldn't even understand. I had to go back. I'm like, God, was I nice to this guy? Did I pick on him? Did I scar him? Did I defend him? Like how did he just find this out? One, on his own.
Yeah.
And two, reach out to me and just start throwing money at our program to get us going. I mean, it helped us with camp. He then helped us with banquets. He helped us with funding our snack bars in the beginning. I mean, he just really was on board from day one. And of course, at that point, we just start communicating. And then, of course, I go up there every summer. So I started seeing him and just hanging out, meeting his family and keeping in touch all these years. And then, we just really got back into having this great friendship, that as high school kids, you're friends, but, you have your groups and your cliques and these and that. And we hung out and we crossed paths, but, we're really good friends now, which I couldn't be more thankful for. He's helped me when I've been, just kind of down and out or just down, like when I'm kind of contemplating, what's my next move going to be? Am I moving to Oregon? Am I going to stay here? He's always just been real supportive. There's Loki saying hi. Actually, he doesn't like Blue getting anywhere near me, so he's barking at Blue.
Yeah.
He wants to get pet, but no, but Chris is just one of a kind, man. He's just got this thing going, men helping men, guys helping guys, however you want to call it, but just anybody that ever just needs to talk, anybody that ever just needs to, hear a message or feel good about themselves or be told, straight up, hey, this is what you need to do to get better, or, whatever. So really fun to keep in touch with him during that as well, because he will get on there and vlog. I think it's called video blogging or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we just reach out. We chat, a couple times a week, and
Yeah.
that's been going on for years. So it's just a really good thing. I'm glad that he came back into my life when he did. And I'm also glad that we've kept it going, even though I'm not coaching. I'm currently
and this has been
doing my thing.
And we've been appreciative for Chris's support as well as ongoing support of the segment. And yeah, dudes helping dudes, and big thank you to Chris Scott and Dylan. We got to wrap, but we'll circle back with you next week. Thanks so much, Dylan.
So nice to meet you, Dylan. Good luck with all
Lindsey.
the cats and the dogs and the Robs and
Come up, hey,
robberies. And...
do a good job and come up with a better song for me.
All right, that'll be my mission.
Thank you so much. I know Vince won't do anything about it, but I have my faith in you. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I am Jake Brown, and you are listening to Now Showing with Jake. Let's start off with Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise is back on the big screen as he reprises his role as Pete Maverick Mitchell. In the long-awaited sequel, after a test run goes wrong, Maverick is given a second chance to lead a group of some of the best young pilots in the world, including his best friend Goose's son, Rooster, played by Miles Teller. Overall, the movie is an homage to the beloved character of Goose, as he's referenced throughout the film and is a driving force for both Maverick and Rooster. A new chapter in the Wizarding World has been released with the third Fantastic Beasts movie, Secrets of Dumbledore, which is now available on HBO Max. Gellert Grindelwald is looking to take over the Wizarding World. Since he's unable to fight Grindelwald due to a childhood pact, Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, recruits Newt Scamander and friends to help defeat Grindelwald. While this movie is strung with controversy due to the recasting of Grindelwald from Johnny Depp to Mads Mikkelsen, the movie was well received from audiences across the globe. And finally, the Belcher family moves from the small screen to the big screen in the Bob's Burgers movie. While Bob and Linda are struggling to keep their business afloat, the kids are going to solve the mystery of the giant sinkhole caused by a ruptured water main that is blocking the front of Bob's Burgers. The movie itself is funny, charming, and is well received by both critics and audiences, making it the perfect movie for both Bob's Burgers fans and new viewers alike. That's all for today's screening. Come back next time here on Varsity Sports Show to see what's new to your movie theater or your favorite streaming services on Now Showing with Jake Brown.
Hey Phoenix, Doug Gottlieb here. I'm bringing the best sports talk weekdays to you, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Your real estate professional, Harold Steffi, broker and owner at Core Values Realty, believes it comes down to 5 things: trust, integrity, respect, honesty, and loyalty. These are just not words. They are what they say they are, nothing else. When you choose Harold Steffi, whether you are buying or selling your home, you can expect your 110% satisfaction and his commitment to ensuring that all your real estate needs are taken care of every step of the way. Call Harold Steffi at Core Values Realty, 623-693-6178. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m.
This is just something I like to call breakfast.
With big name guests, timely sports information, and more on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsey Selzer, and this is the Lowdown with Lynn segment for Varsity Sports Show, where you get a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. And today we have some different sports and pop culture headlines from the week that I would like to talk about a little bit. So let's get started. First and foremost on our sports news, I want to talk about the NCAA softball championships that are going on this weekend. We wish luck to all the teams in the Women College World Series in Oklahoma City. The 8 teams that are competing in the WCWS this season are Arizona, Florida, Northwestern, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, Texas, and UCLA. From my point of view, as being a former Arizona Wildcat, I'm rooting for Arizona. Go Wildcats. But also, I have love in my heart for the Texas Longhorns. I grew up in Texas. I was born and raised there, so you're learning a little bit about me as well. And for our second story, J.J. Watt and his wife, Kayla Ohai, have announced their pregnancy, expecting their first child together. We can't wait to see these two fabulous athletes and their new baby running around Arizona. Congratulations to them both. And now let's get into the stories for pop culture for the week. First and foremost, there's a legal victory for Johnny Depp after he and Amber Heard were found liable for defamation. Pretty much a jury has found Amber Heard and Johnny Depp both liable for defamation in their lawsuits against each other. But the jury awarded significantly more in damages to Depp, which was a legal win for the actor. If you don't have any background on this, here's my little background story for you on what was going on. So Depp sued Heard, his ex-wife, for defamation over a 2018 op-ed she wrote for the Washington Post, in which she described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Though Depp was not named in the article, he claims it cost him lucrative acting roles. Heard countersued her ex-husband for defamation over statements Depp's attorney made about her in these claims. The jury awarded Depp $10 million worth of compensation in damages and $5 million in punitive damages. The jury awarded Heard $2 million in compensation for damages and no money for punitive damages. And to end off the pop culture segment, here's another story that popped up in pop culture this week. Austin Butler, who is the actor that is starring in the new Elvis movie, has been slammed for method acting. He has taken his role very seriously and in the last 3 years has been method acting as Elvis to really get in the headspace for the role. Because he's been doing this for so long, he's somewhat having trouble leaving this headspace. So in a lot of videos and interviews, it comes out that he's talking as somebody else, as Elvis, using Elvis's voice and impersonating, and he's really getting slammed by the kids on TikTok. So hopefully that will stop and we will get to see the nice fruits of labor from the Elvis movie. I can't wait till it comes out personally. And with that, that's your Lowdown with Lynn segment for this week's Varsity Sports Show. I'm Lindsey Selzer, and I can't wait to come back to give you more of a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. Bye, y'all!
How fun.
Thank you.
That was cool. So there's so many different directions you can go with that. First of all, how did you come up with this idea? I know we talked about it at the start of the show, but the Lowdown with Linz and talking pop culture, I mean, where did this come from?
So I always knew that I wanted sports in whatever I was doing, hence why I'm going to Cronkite and I've done sports radio and other things that relate to sports. But I also just found myself having this love for pop culture and what's going on in the world, especially reality TV. I'm a little addicted. There might be some reality TV recaps coming later in the summer, too, once maybe Love Island starts or something a little more public. But, you know, I just love I love pop culture. I love reality TV, and I love the fact that sports and pop culture are mended together, so much. For example, really the J.J. Watt story and his wife Kayla, that is more of a sports and pop culture story. So it's really cool when those sorts of things can combine. So I just, it was all about, this kind of sounds a little like vapid, but it was all about me in that sense of what I could produce and what I wanted to bring to the world with my opinions.
So we can look forward to more of that throughout the summer. Obviously, every week there's going to be a lot of things to report on that are out there that are just entertaining, weird. I mean, all of the above.
Absolutely. And I mean, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, that has been everywhere, without a doubt. I mean,
was that some of that real? Like I talked about the Jason Momoa testimony. Was any of that changed? I mean,
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly, being the pop culture guru that I like to call myself, I didn't really start keeping up till the end when there was more of a result, because I just kind of thought, this is ridiculous on both sides. But the jury came to their, decision. So, but, coming up next, we have Trevor talking about golf, which, if we're talking about sports a little bit, he's going to be talking to Chelsea Carroll, who is the coach that won the NJCAA junior men's golf team. Her team has won, so she's the first woman to have this acclimate.
To lead a men's team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're excited to hear her.
Hey everyone, my name is Trevor Goodwin with the Varsity Sports Radio Show, and I would like to welcome a special guest to today's show, women's head coach and interim men's head coach, Chelsea Carroll of the South Mountain Community College. South Mountain Community College just won the men's golf NJCAA Division II National Championship, their 8th in program history. First off, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
How does it feel to win a national championship? Could you go into how the season played out for you and your team on the road to the program's 8th NJCAA National Championship?
Yeah, it was definitely something that was envisioned at the beginning of the year. So I had a meeting with the team at the beginning of the year, and it's like, all right, here's our goal. What do we need to do to get there? Let's have the roadmap. And just every tournament, just given all they have, every single event, it was challenging at times, just with the coaching change and stuff like that. So being able to win a national championship definitely made it all worth it throughout the challenges that were presented this season. So it was definitely a moment that we've all been wanting, and whenever it was happening, it was almost surreal. It took us a few days to kind of take it in after that moment.
Coach, not only did the team have success, sophomore Cecil Belisle also won his 2nd straight national championship and the Division II Arnold Palmer National Individual Champion Award as well. What makes him such a special player to coach?
Yeah, I mean, just watching him out there is incredible. He definitely separates himself from the field just by his mental aspect of the game as well as his work ethic. So being able to see his hard work and really him performing out there on the course, it was really awesome to watch and well deserved from him. But he has very high goals for himself, very high standards, so he's going to be doing big things in the future.
Coach, as a former player at Rogers State University, what are some lessons that you learned in your playing career that you brought to coaching that you contribute to bringing home a national championship for the Cougars?
It all starts with the details. So just starting with the details of your day-to-day. If you're not detailed in the way you practice, if you're not detailed in the way that you do time management throughout the day, especially as a college student, everything doesn't add up in the end. So it's detail every day. And that's something that I took away, especially my senior year, was the year that I kind of came through on the course and performed pretty well. And so just taking that away, taking the knowledge from my coaches, I use a lot of the things that has taught me a lot throughout my college career, just the mental aspect of the game and having the team read books by Bob Rotella, which is a really good sports psychologist. And so taking that into consideration and just doing those things little by little, detail by detail, adding up to that moment of the national championship was amazing.
Coach, in your first season at SMCC, you helped restart the program for the Cougars. What were some of the challenges of bringing a program back to life, and what makes you excited about the future of the program?
So I came on in 2019. I had 2 ladies that were part of the program at that time. So I knew it was a challenge from the get-go, just building up a program. They've had a women's program in the past. However, it wasn't kind of sustained. And so it was challenging. So I recruited a soccer player on campus, as well as she was a student here on campus. We sent an email blast out and she was the only one that replied. So starting off with just 4 players my first year, then the second year trying to get some recruits in. Of course, the COVID year happened. And then just seeing the program grow to where this year we had our biggest roster on the women's side of 11 players, and seeing the success of the women's program finally being ranked. We're ranked number 21, which we weren't ranked previously. Just seeing the growth of it and seeing these girls compete at nationals and moving on to Division II, Division I universities, that's a huge, makes me very happy inside to help these ladies move on to the next level.
One final question for you, Coach. We probably have a lot of local golfers listening to this segment. What are some tips that you would recommend our listeners to try out to elevate their own game?
Definitely comes down to short game, and it's not always a fun thing to practice, but drive for show, putt for dough. That is very true out there. So that's one of the big things that I work with my team. Both teams, we work on 50 yards and in, and that includes putting, wedge work, and then once you get off the tee, you're fine, but it all comes down to the short game.
Coach Carroll, thank you for your time on the Varsity Sports Radio Show. Congratulations again on winning the NJCAA Division II National Championship.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
KDUS AM 1060 is the home to the Dan Patrick Show, the Doug Gottlieb Show, and Sports Map Radio. Catch all the sports content here on AM 1060.
This is Elisa
and Craig from Scottsdale, Arizona,
and you are listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
Go Varsity!
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
This is Coach Mark Bunker of the 2022 ACCAC Men's Basketball Champions, Scottsdale Community College Fighting Artichokes, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
Catch the Doug Gottlieb Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and online at KDUS1060.com.
And now it's time for Beachin' with Beal. Random thoughts from a real Orange County, California surfer guy, Mike Beal. The opinions expressed during this segment in no way represent those of KDUS AM 1060 Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show, its host, or its listeners.
All right, we got a great segment coming up for y'all. We got Beachin' with Beal, where, we get some insight from California, some surfing insight, and I have a feeling that Vince might have a little fun with this guest. So I'm really excited to get started and bring him on. How about you?
Yeah, I'm ready too. Mike, are you there?
Aloha, Lindsey and Vincent.
Oahu.
Oahu. Guys, I apologize. My voice isn't quite as polished as yours today. I'm a little bit under the weather. So I'm only maybe going to 99.9% on this segment. But
Does that mean you're not going to be talking as much, Mike?
Afraid not, my friend. I mean, imagine if you were me, you'd be at home in bed, sipping room temperature water, eating crackers next to your humidifier while you were crying. But people like Lindsey and I, we use fortitude and hard work to power through whatever adversity throws at us for the show. It's all about the show.
Absolutely. We have to keep it going. So what's going on in
And then-
California? Other than you being sick, of course.
Well, it's what we call June gloom. So every day it looks like it's just real gray and cloudy. But the weather's real nice. But yeah, because all the rage out here is Top Gun Part 2 Maverick. So my wife and I are going to go see it today, and I was thinking, listening to the show earlier.
Oh, we lost him.
Iceman.
Oh, wait. We lost you. Say that again.
Okay.
Listening to the show earlier,
okay.
what?
It made me think of the movie because Lynn's in Lowdown with Lynn, she was talking about the movie, and it kind of made me feel like Mav and Iceman, people like Lindsey and I can relate to them. And then you would be our Goose, kind of just constant failure to the point of just, not even making the sequel, I guess you could say.
Well, he didn't make it in the first movie.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I know, exactly.
And that's just how it goes around here, I guess. I'm learning things.
It does. It does. When Vince isn't wearing a fanny pack on his TikTok videos, he's just trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
We have had a lot of fanny pack talk on this show today, let me just say. And I appreciate it.
And Lindsey, I really liked your Lowdown with Linz, by the way.
Oh,
thank
you.
Yeah, you said that a couple times already.
Well, that's because
let
I
him
wanted
tell me. Let him tell me. I'll take
Yeah.
it. I'll hear it as many times as it comes.
On behalf of Vince and the Varsity Sports Show, I wanted to apologize to you because I'm sure you certainly didn't expect to carry the show on your first day.
Oh, yeah. But it happens. Sometimes I get in studio and I just start doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been carrying the show today, Mike. Yeah.
She really has. And then Dylan's segment was another highlight. But,
Yeah.
There's always next week, Vince. Maybe you can be a professional like Lindsey and I. And
all right, so this segment is supposed to be a surfing report, not an insult session. And we go through this every week. It turns into an insult session, and unfortunately, I'm the victim here. But let's get back on track.
Hang on a minute, Vince.
Yeah.
How many times do we have to? Every time we get stuck on the word kook when we're talking about surfing in California,
It's a surfing
I feel
lingo,
like. Yeah, so
and again, remind our listeners.
Go
ahead.
Yeah,
what's kook? Because I'm a Texas gal. Don't know that.
Okay, so a kook is someone that's kind of awkward. It's like a fish out of water. Someone that's kind of doesn't fit in with normal people like you and I, Lindsey. So, and Vince and I have talked about it off the air on several occasions. And he just still has a hard time relating to the fact that he is a kook.
Yeah,
and so. I might have to fly into Phoenix in studio and maybe draw him a diagram or something.
Thanks.
Figure it out, Really spell it out for him.
All right, so getting back to the fact that this is a surf report from Southern California, you said it was a gloom gray, whatever you said. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that part.
What does that mean for surfing?
Yeah.
June gloom. It has good results. It means there's not a lot of wind. So it brings the clouds kind of come offshore in a slow way. It prevents the wind from wrecking the waves, what we call being blown out. And so instead, it makes the surf glassy.
Yeah.
And that means not a lot of ripples, not a lot of movement.
So again, using me as an example, a fine example, you mentioned that, talking about kook, use that in reference to something surfing with me.
Okay.
All right.
So a kook like Vince would
Absolutely.
jump in the water when it's junky
Yeah.
Whereas a person that's not a kook would wait until it is glassy.
So, in other words, a confident, handsome, athletic guy jumps in the water and dominates the waves and gets a lot of stares and thumbs up from people, right? Is that what that means?
Oh, Vince, thank you. This kind of reminds me of high school when we were playing football. You on the sidelines looking up to me, waiting with fresh water, maybe a towel when I came in.
Come on, what was this, 5 years ago?
Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah,
I
few,
just have a
few more. I know Vince looks like he's 100, but I'm not.
I might have a somewhat maybe kind of like dumber ocean question. Is it cold right now?
It is. Actually, that's not a dumb question at all. It's in the low 60s, which is cold without a
In the
wetsuit.
water, yes.
In the water. Like, it was 63 yesterday.
Oh, my God.
But it only gets up to, it maybe can get to 70 towards the latter part of summer.
Yeah.
The wintertime, it drops down to 58, which you wouldn't think it's a big difference, a 10-degree swing, but it actually is a huge difference. But, yeah, the Pacific here is not warm, but it's not cold like San Francisco.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to move one day, and I just don't think I'll ever touch the water.
Not unless you're in a really thick wetsuit.
Yeah,
it's freezing up there.
Doesn't sound like me to just go diving into freezing cold water, but maybe. You never know.
Mike, what can we expect the rest of the summer from you?
Well, I'm going to do
setting myself up for some kind of insult, something in reference to high school, or some lies.
Okay, well,
but go ahead.
Obviously, we're going to go beyond kook. I'm hoping by August you'll have kind of figured that one out. But I'm going to do some staycations with my family in and around Southern California. And I think next week we're going to report from the Hyatt in Newport. They have a little, it's real nice. It's on the Back Bay, and they have a golf course there. And we're going to have a bunch of fun there. I'm going to report in from a place called San Onofre, a little further south, where people go camping and surf. And it's a huge state park with a lot of good waves, and we'll go from there. See what happens.
Who's paying for this stuff? Because Mike, you don't so much as own a wallet, nor when you do have cash, you don't take that cash out of your pocket.
Well, so it was taken out of glove compartment, right?
Yeah.
Whoa! Take it easy. If this is some sort of on-air dispute about talent pay, I'd prefer to keep it private between us.
Is your wife covering the cost of all this stuff? I mean, what is going on?
We're gonna have some fundraisers, maybe sell some candy bars.
A little
or something.
GoFundMe account going.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. GoFundMe, send it. Venmo link.
Yeah.
Vince, can I interest you in a subscription? Excuse me. Wow, that was hard to say. A subscription to Tiger Beat.
Yeah, right. Thanks,
Mike. I'm going to sell magazines, too.
All right.
Well, Mike, I've personally had a lot of fun making fun events today, and maybe we could do this again in the future. And also, I learned something from you about water, so thank you so much, and we really enjoyed having you on, and I look forward to more of your segments.
Absolutely, Lindsay. You're a pro's pro.
Thank
unlike
you
your
so
partner
much.
there.
Take it away, Aaron. All right, that was Beachin' with Beal with the Southern California Surfing Report. And, wow. Well, we, you know what? Actually, what are you doing this weekend?
Honestly, this is going to be very embarrassing because, I'm not. We'll see what it changes by the end of the night. But what I have planned for the rest of the weekend, I want to finish my puzzle. I'm on a puzzle kick, and I can do an 1,000-piece puzzle in about 3 days now. And so I want to finish that. And also, my roommates both left me for dust this weekend, so I'm kind of by myself just figuring out what to do.
Man.
But, just hanging out, hot tubbing, stuff like that.
I got to tell you, I got so excited, and Jake did his movie review, and I had originally had it slated to be the final segment of the show. We ran over a little bit with Mike, so I apologize. We did the movie review earlier, and I was thinking we were going back to that. But thank you so much, guys, for listening this morning to the Varsity Sports Show. It was an amazing show. It was a lot of fun. we had some incredible guests. We have some incredible talent. I want to thank, first of all, Lindsey, thank you so much for joining us on Saturday morning. We're going to hear a lot more from you, right?
Yes, I'm so excited. I mean, I love being in the studio today. I'll be in the studio another time this summer, but the Lowdown with Lynn segments and more will keep coming from me every week.
Thank you so much to our contributors, Tyler Bender, Trevor Goodwin, Xander Simmons, Lindsey Selzer, and, of course, Jake Brown. Guys, thanks so much to our show sponsors. Thanks so much to our regularly featured guests. Thanks to you for listening, as always, to the Varsity Sports Show. We will see you you will hear from us next Saturday, same time, same channel, 8 a.m., 8 to 10 KDUS, Arizona, 1060. Next up, Easy Ed and Javon Adams with Easy Sports. Thanks again, Aaron, best producer in the business. Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.